You've probably noticed that faceless YouTube channels have absolutely exploded in popularity over the past year. And if you pay close attention, a lot of these channels have one thing in common. They all have a talking AI avatar that acts as the face of the channel. Now, I get asked about this almost every single day. People want to know, how did I create my avatar? What tools did I use? And how can they do the same thing for their own channel? So in today's video, on Sarah's Canva Studio, I'm going to walk you through the entire process, step by step. By the end of this tutorial, you'll be able to create your own talking AI avatar for your faceless YouTube channel. Let's dive right in. Step 1. Generating your image. The very first step is to generate your avatar image. This is the foundation of everything else, because the avatar you create here is the one you'll be animating, using as your character, and building consistency around. Now, I'm going to show you two different ways to generate your images. One with MidJourney, and the other with Hey Gen AI. So let's start with method 1, creating a character from scratch. To begin, you open up MidJourney's website and just type in your prompt in the Imagine bar here. Now, prompts are really important here, because they define how your character is going to look. Let me give you an example of the exact kind of prompt I like to use. In this case, I typed, a 30-year-old girl, hyper-realistic, long curly hair, wearing a beautiful flower-printed flowy pink dress with puff sleeves, facing forward, looking directly at the camera, character sheet with multiple facial expressions, smiling, laughing, sad, crying, angry, livid, white background. I also tweaked the settings to keep the aspect ratio of a landscape. Once you hit enter, MidJourney will process and give you a few options. The reason I structure the prompt this way is because I want consistency. I don't just want one single image of my character. I want variations of the same character showing different emotions. This makes it much easier to animate later on. Now, here's the thing about MidJourney. It doesn't always get it perfect on the first try. Sometimes it will generate the same expression but in slightly different angles. For example, it might give you two smiling faces, but one is facing straight ahead while the other is slightly tilted. That's not very helpful when you're looking for different emotions like happy, sad, surprised, or serious. When this happens, you've got a couple of options. You can reroll, which basically tells MidJourney to try again, or you can generate variations of an image you already kind of like. And honestly, it takes a bit of trial and error. You're not always going to get the exact look you want the first time around. Let's say I find one that I do like. In this example, I got a character with mostly sad and angry expressions. But I like the look of the girl. The next step is to save each one individually. You can do this with the simple screenshot tool on your computer, snipping tool if you're on Windows, or grab on a Mac. Just crop out the character, save it, and move on to the next one. Because here's the trick. We don't just want one facial expression. We want multiple facial expressions. So what you do is take these images that you've saved separately, upload them using this upload button on the Imagine bar. And we will use this option called Omni Reference. When we select this option, MidJourney keeps the face likeness the same, but changes other things. So for instance, in my prompt I'll now change the line that says different facial expressions to something more specific like smiling or subtle smile. Then I'll click submit, and MidJourney will generate that same character. And you can see that it kept the face of the character same, and just made it smile. Now we have the same girl with a smiling expression as well. Sometimes it won't get it exactly right. It might give you a character that looks too distorted, or the expression might not come through strongly enough. But other times, it nails it. Once you find a version that works, you upscale it and save it. Then you repeat the process. You might try laughing, surprised, or serious face. The goal is to have a set of at least 5 different expressions you can work with. Moreover, you can also change the clothes of the character, and maybe the position as well. Alright, so that was the first way to generate your character, from scratch using prompts. But what if you already have an avatar or an older image you want to keep using as a base? That's where Method 2 comes in. Method 2. Using a reference image. Instead of building a brand new character from scratch, you can upload an existing image into HeyGen AI and use it as a reference. This is especially useful if you've already got a character you like, but maybe you just want to tweak the style or give it new expressions. HeyGen AI is the tool we'll be using to animate our avatar and make it talk as well. Here's how it works. First, you upload your reference image directly into HeyGen's Create an Avatar. Once it's uploaded, you click the avatar and upload other expressions of this avatar that we generated with MidJourney by clicking Add a New Look. Then, just like before, you write prompt of how you want this avatar. For example, let's say I uploaded one of my avatars, then write something like 30-year-old girl, hyper-realistic, facing the camera, in an office dress, with a laptop on the desk in front of her, subtle smile, office background. What this does is combine the style you're asking for with the features of your reference image. That way you don't lose the original look of your avatar, but you still get the creative polish of HeyGen. When the results come back, you'll notice that HeyGen has generated much more realistic and polished looks for our avatar, all along keeping the look exactly as that of our avatar. Once you find one you like, go ahead and upscale it. And if it's close but not quite right, don't worry, just reroll and try again. Honestly, sometimes it takes a few variations before you land on that perfect image. But when you do, it feels worth it. Alright, so now that we've got our base characters set up and we know how to keep them consistent, let's take things up a notch. Because having just one plain avatar sitting there isn't enough, right? We want personality. We want different outfits, backgrounds, and props that make our avatar feel like they actually belong in our videos. So you can use either MidJourney's Omni Reference or HeyGen's avatar looks for changing whatever feature you'd like to change about your image. Customizing backgrounds with the Edit feature. Sometimes MidJourney gives you a background you like, but other times it throws in something super random, like a weird chair that looks melted, or some surreal wall that doesn't make sense at all. Or if the subject is too close to the screen. You don't want that. You want clean, professional-looking backgrounds that suit your content. Here's how you fix it. Once you've got your character generated, you click on it and use the Edit tool. This lets you highlight just the part of the image you want to change. And also lets you resize your image to edit the area of the background or image. So let's say you like the character, but not the background. Highlight the background using the Erase tool, then type in your new prompt. For example, clean modern office background, bookshelf, natural lighting. MidJourney will then replace just that section while keeping your avatar intact. What's cool is that you can do this as many times as you want until you get a background that feels right. Maybe you want your avatar at a desk, in a living room, or even outside in a garden. Just type it in, and MidJourney will adapt. Remember, later on we'll be animating the avatar and putting it into videos, so you don't want super busy or distracting backdrops. A clean space with a few props usually works best. MidJourney will redraw just that part with the new outfit, while keeping the same face and posture. You can even add props this way. Now, one thing I'll warn you about. MidJourney sometimes gets hands wrong. Like hilariously wrong. You'll see 5 fingers on one hand, and then a random extra thumb floating around. Don't panic, that's normal. The trick is to re-roll until you get clean hands. Pro tip, building a library of looks. What I recommend is spending a little extra time here to build up a library of different versions of your avatar. For example, you might have your avatar in casual clothes for laid-back videos, Your avatar in a blazer for more professional tutorials. Your avatar in a sweater, holding a mug, for those cozy, chatty videos. Once you've got these saved, you can easily mix and match them in your content, and it'll feel like your avatar has a whole personality wardrobe. So now, at this point, you've got a consistent avatar that looks like the same character every time. The ability to change backgrounds to suit your content. Different outfits and props that give your avatar personality. Pretty cool, right? Okay, so now we've got our character locked in, we've dressed them up, we've set the background, and everything looks awesome. But right now, it's still just a flat picture, static, and obviously, if you want to use this avatar in your YouTube videos, it has to move, right? That's where lip sync animation tools come in. Step 1. Choosing the right lip sync tool. There are a few options out there, but the ones I've tested and personally recommend are HeyGen, best one so far, DID, lacked proper lip sync, Pika Labs, if you want more creative freedom, though it's a bit more advanced. For this walkthrough, let's start with HeyGen, since it's the easiest to use and gets you results fast. Step 2. Uploading your avatar. Once you log into HeyGen, you'll see an option to create an avatar. This is where you drop in your MidJourney avatar. Now, a quick note, try to use an avatar where the face is clear and looking slightly toward the camera. If your avatar's face is turned at a weird angle, the lip sync might look awkward. After uploading, you'll see your character pop up in their workspace, just sitting there, waiting for a voice. Step 3. Adding your voice. There are 2 ways to animate the lips here. Upload your own voiceover. So if you've already recorded your YouTube script, just upload the audio file, and HeyGen will sync the mouth movements perfectly. Type in text and use AI voice. HeyGen has a bunch of voices you can choose from, in different accents and tones. Personally, I recommend using your own voice because it adds authenticity. But if you're camera shy and don't want to record audio, the AI voices are honestly really good. Once you upload or type in your script, hit generate, and watch your avatar start talking.
This is the foundation of everything else, because the avatar you create here is the one you'll be animating, using as your character, and building consistency around.
When you're happy with the animation, just export it as a video file. Now you've got a talking character you can drag right into your video editor, whether that's Premiere Pro, CapCut, Final Cut, or even Canva, if you're keeping things simple. So by the end of this step, you've basically got your very own digital host who speaks your script, moves their mouth naturally, and can appear in any video you make. Pretty amazing, right? So at this point, we've got a fully animated avatar, we've synced the lips, and we've exported a video file. We started at 0, with just the idea of making a digital face talk, and now, you've seen how to generate the avatar images, keep character consistency, customize with outfits and backgrounds, animate with lip sync tools. So the only thing left is for you to start. Don't just watch. Open up MidJourney, HeyGen, or whatever tools you've got, and make your first 30-second clip today, because the sooner you start, the sooner you'll look back and realize, wow, I built a YouTube channel without ever showing my real face.